Yeah.
How did you get through
Thanks.
without crying 1,000 times?
Because I'm a performer.
Oh,
But I was a little worried I might, so I'm glad to have gotten to this end of it.
yeah.
That was powerful.
Thanks. Anything not work? Yeah.
So, when you're describing Quinn and Des,
Maz?
Maz, I got confused as who was who, so
Oh.
maybe start off introducing them as characters instead of
Oh, that's good.
expecting us to know who they are.
That's fair. You
I
don't
figured that-
live in my brain?
No, I don't. I figured it out later
Yeah.
on, and that was helpful. But I think if you have a clear understanding
Yes.
of who the people are right away, it's easier to get taken along the
That's
story.
excellent feedback. Thank you.
But I also noticed when incredible speakers talk, no one coughs, no one stirs. It's everyone was just focused on you. So third
Oh.
try, you're doing pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question. What is, two questions.
Okay.
One, what is your ask at the end? Are you then moving into a workshop? Are you moving into?
It's funny that you said that because I thought to myself too, this just quits. So yeah.
So are you then offering your coaching?
Yeah, yes.
Like,
So
what is-
I
what
need to
is-
figure
what is
that
the-
piece
what
out.
is the pivot or the
Mhm.
to the ask of here's, okay, now we all want to work with our rocks and understand what they're all about.
Yep. Here's how I can
We're all
help you do
inspired
that.
to do something. What's that going to be? Is that going to be
Excellent.
buy your book or buy your, get in your website or get in your coaching group, or what's that ask? That was the piece that
Yep.
I just didn't know if that part isn't developed yet, maybe?
I would say it is not,
Yeah.
but it's great advice, and I did think about it, and pretty soon it was 11:30 on Thursday. So, but I appreciate the point.
And then my other question for you is what would it mean for you personally to be a national speaker, be able to share this message? What's driving you wanting to share this?
A number of things. One, I absolutely am a movie star. I just happen to live in Fargo, North Dakota. So, that's a weird impediment, but it feeds that performer part of me.
Mhm.
But I think more importantly, because Maz and I have been very, very public about his addiction and our work with that, and I have seen the power of coming out and saying, boy, here's a great big ugly thing in our lives, and if we can admit it, you can too. I've seen what that has done for people. I want to do more of that. Not because I think I'm a savior, but because I'm not afraid to reveal the really ugly parts of my life, because they have mattered to the really beautiful parts.
And so your speech spoke to both the good and embracing some of the rocks and the stones, and then also the challenging ones.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage you to think a little bit about what your audience is more compelled to take action dealing with the big rocks that are an impediment in their life, or if your ask and your targeting is more about embracing the good things. Because we engage, some people want to work on the easy, the things that they should appreciate and love and build on, and then some people want to only work on the bad stuff.
Yep.
And I don't know what the balance looks like, but there's two different ways to sell the idea
Okay.
of people engaging with the heavy duty work of examining the great things, or both, but blending them together and understanding, I don't know if pain inspires people to take more action or pleasure.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know.
It's great feedback. Thank you. Anybody have thoughts on that? I'd love to hear more if you have something you want to add to that. It's really smart.
You think about the ugly stuff? Were you thinking about the ugly stuff that should be worked on, or were you thinking about the things you should appreciate more?
You got a lot of ugly stuff. I would focus on that and shooting star off of it, because it doesn't matter if it's ugly or good. It just has to be powerful, capture the attention, get them to follow you, and then
Okay. Okay.
See, and I picked up on the adversity and how she was so successful after all those rocks and those challenges. That was my take. That's what I pulled out of it is, here's all the challenges and look how she handled them and where she has gotten herself in the eyes of those challenges.
So can I ask a follow-up question to that? I don't want this to be a talk where I basically stand up and reveal all the terrible things that have happened in my life and then say, but it's all great now, thanks. I mean, this is not me on a reality show.
Yeah, no, I
So
get
is it enough about you as the audience that you hear my story, but it's not, and then this amazing thing happened, and then this terrible, I don't want it to be that.
I think having the stories helps us relate to what you're trying to say and understand kind of the perspective of, you know, okay, not all rocks, yes, they may start out to be bad, but at the end of the day, like you said, I don't remember what you said, but you can stand on top of the rock and
Yeah.
perspective. And
Yeah.
that's something that I feel a lot of people in today's society struggle with. And having those stories, I feel is helpful. But
Okay.
at the same time, you don't wanna keep all stories and no talk.
Substance,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, good, thank you.
I think you did a great job of blending everything.
Okay.
And congratulations to you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a big deal, huh?
Yeah,
It's huge.
very much so.
And a big deal that he lets me talk about it
Yeah.
right in front of his face.
Yeah.
I mean, I did think to myself, like, God, this cannot be easy to over and over again hear someone else tell your story. But we have, I mean, that was a big piece of how we came to this. I certainly didn't just wake up one day and say, today's the day I share your terrible story. So, yeah, we've done a lot of work to get to this point.
So I guess what resonated with me was kind of how you portrayed the rocks in both a positive and negative way. So, like, I mean, everybody's had hard things happen in their lives. And if you look and search through all that, you can see how they shape your life and affect it for a positive way. So that, I guess that was just something that resonated with me, because there's a lot of things that I have gone through in the past that were tough, that if I hadn't experienced those hardships, that I wouldn't be where I am today. So I think like focusing on something like that is really powerful.
Good, I'm glad that came through. Thank you. Well, thank you for listening. Well, I realize you didn't have any choice, I'm your guest. But you listened very, very intently, and I really, really do appreciate it. You know, we'll see where it goes, but it's fun to now say, yeah, I gave it once. Now it's never will be a new talk again, so that is excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
When I first walked in, I looked at you and I was like,
yes, COVID.
I said, I know where
Yes.
do you remember?
Yes, I heard,
Okay.
as soon as you said where you were, I thought, oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was
so
early
you-
on.
Can you, your voice, does
Mhm.
anybody recognize her voice?
I did.
Dana is the voice of Accent Kitchen Bath, all of their commercials.
It's just a lot more excited.
Yeah. So I hope,
Yeah.
yeah, that's, thank you for sharing that. That was.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it tremendously. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.